No, so it's 100% true. Ray Meach has a great point. We gotta get Ray on here. He's like a philosopher of the game of basketball.
We know you a busy man, Kobe, so we gonna jump right to it, man.
Now it's about making sure that
I'm sick and sick with it, vision and lift it. Listen, just picture it, spit and deliver it. The time froze, undercurrent, how the grind flows. Wrist flicking, said the bezels, got a mind blown. You know how to drop beat, everything's slow. You know how to drop beat, said anything goes. Pull up to the spot, you might see the squad there. Pull up unannounced, then you might see your broad there. It's just seconds remaining, and I got the rock for the win while you're watching the shot clock. It's just seconds remaining, and I got the rock for the win. Thanks for watching the shot clock. The shot clock. You catch the shot clock every Sunday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Hey man, what's going on, everybody? Man, G-Day Hoop Scout in the building. Hold on. Echo. All right. Yo. Hold on, everybody. I got an echo coming in. All right, bet. There we go. What's good, everybody, man? I hope that everybody had a really good week. Man, I hope everybody had a blessed week at that too. Yeah, crew's missing, man. Rob is doing something with his girl. It's not because of Chargers. I know everybody gonna think because the Chargers lost, but he had already said last week he wasn't gonna be on the show before the playoffs. But yeah, his Chargers lost. Although he was super excited, his team was the only team out of everybody's team who made the playoffs. But they fall in the first round. That was a crazy comeback. But hey, you know, it is what it is. Just like I tell kids all the time, anybody can be beat at any time. So you always got to come and be prepared and be able to close out the game. You got to be able to close out games. I know that Baller Plug got some things that came up also as well. No, not 7 turnovers today, Missy Yates. Not 7 turnovers today. Baller Plug got some things as well that came up. And then haven't heard from D King or Coach Willis. But you know, I sent the invite out to everybody to hop on. But hey, man, I know how to run. I know how to do this thing, man. Even though I really do it for them. I let them have more of the talking. But we good, man. We good, man. Like I said, hope everybody had a good week. Hope everybody had a great week. Let me restate that. I hope that y'all paid it forward to someone somewhere. And was just kind. It, like I always say at the end of the show, it don't have to be it don't have to be monetarily. It don't have to be it can be kind words, you know, lending a helping hand. You know, holding the door open. I was talking with some kids on Saturday after a basketball game. Just about being, you know, respectful and just about, you know, showing good manners. Because it was some older ladies who was coming out, you know, behind them, and they just let the door swing closed. Like they looked, you know, they looked and glanced back, but they didn't even hold the door open. I'm like, hey, fellas, hey, like what if that was your, you know, your grandma? What if that was your aunt, your mom? And, you know, somebody seen them coming and they just deliberately let the door close, you know, kind of in their face a little bit. You know, if you see somebody coming, just be courteous. be generous, hold the door open. A little extra 25, 30 seconds won't kill you. And then one of the kids like, man, I did that before one time. I ended up holding the door for like 2 minutes. I said, you don't have to. I said, that's when you have to be like, okay, oh yeah, you're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. And you kind of be like, hey, somebody got grabbed. You kindly like walk away with your hand on the door while it's still open to let the next person or people who's coming out know that, hey, y'all got to kind of get ready to push this door. But yeah, man. And so, like I told him, I said, you just never know when it could be you. You could be on crutches or you could be in a wheelchair. Don't always have to do it old age and you need somebody to hold the door open for you. You would kind of want that. So that's just a little tidbit, man. But man, we finna get to the basketball real quick. Because of some of the fellas, and I've been doing a lot of ripping and running today as well. Um, it won't be a super long show today. The show starts by itself at a certain time, and so that's why for a while it probably was just on the white screen. Um, it was probably just on the white screen with all the little different logos on there. Because I was finishing up, dinner, made some spaghetti and fish, and so just real quick, man, I gotta ask, man, to y'all, is spaghetti its own meal? I know this is a high school basketball show, but I gotta ask because I know some people spaghetti is just a meal and it's not a side dish. Um, or is spaghetti more so of a side dish, or does it depend on what the circumstance is or what's going on? Um, Sometimes it's both for us. Sometimes spaghetti is a standalone dish. Sometimes spaghetti is a side dish. Um, and so I just wanted to ask that question. Me and my family always, like my brothers, um, my sister, God rest my sister soul. But my brothers, mom, aunts, uncles, cousins, we always had this conversation. It always comes up when we together about spaghetti being the main dish or spaghetti being a side dish. Some people like slowly believe or solely believe it's just a main dish by itself and that's it. And then you have others who it's just a side dish, um, and that's it. But some we do both. Sometimes we just eat just spaghetti and that's it. And then sometimes we have spaghetti and something else like some ribs, with some green beans, just other stuff, man. So I think it could serve as both. Um, but yeah, Miss Nelson said it's a main dish. Um, the D King probably is watching BMF. Mr. Yates, man, probably is probably watching BMF. And Willis is probably out getting some food somewhere. Um, but I know that I also know AAU basketball is coming upon us. I like to call it grassroots basketball because AAU has its own entity within itself, like its own nationals, own qualifiers. I know a lot of people don't really play AAU, the Athletic Amateur Union. That's just kind of the name that got stuck with it because that's where it came from. So I just call it grassroots, basketball is what I call it. And so I know that's coming up, grassroots. So I know Willis probably is busy with Team Temple things. King probably busy. So it is what it is, man. We here. We finna get after it. We're gonna be active on today. On today's show. Quick question before I get in deep on the basketball side of things. I have a question. So how can I phrase this question? I'm gonna say it like this. So, how bad has the refereeing been at games that y'all have watched, or games that you're coaching, or just specifically towards your kid? And I'm asking that because I can't say that I know this for a fact, but it just kind of seems to be factual when I go to games and I see referees, watching specific kids during warm-ups and going and whispering in the other ref about specific kids, and then that kid coming out getting two quick early foul calls. I've seen it in a couple games, or that kid getting a tech really quickly. Like I'm talking about, not even a real warning, or just the referee kind of staring down the kid after a call to looking to see. I already know you're gonna react. You're gonna say something, and so I'm already ready to hit you with this tech. Um, just asking from y'all standpoint as fans and coaches and parents, how bad has that been to y'all, or have y'all been seeing that at all? And because maybe it just was a couple of games that I went to, and then I know that some kids are hothead kids and they do develop a bad rep. Not saying that it's right, but that just tends to happen sometimes, where kids develop a bad rep, and they're labeled as a hothead, or they're labeled as a troublemaker, or this is a kid to watch out for. This kid's gonna cause a lot of problems. Blah blah blah. Um, just is what it is. He said they gave Bates way too many calls. He said refs have been horrible consistently, not all but most. And so I'm just asking. I just really want to know, because I have been through some games where I have seen that, and I'm just like, oh man, I got a couple of refs who I'm cool with, who I hit on the phone, and be like, hey man, your boy was tripping today, or hey man, y'all got to have a meeting with so and so, man, because he just be out here doing this, that, and the other. So I just want to know if I just want to make sure it wasn't just me. I know that sometimes fans and parents, we can get caught up in the game, in the moment, and some fouls seem favorite towards other teams, or even favorite towards other players. Like some players, it seems like no matter what they do, they get no foul calls. Um, and then you have some kids who are really good at being able to, I don't want to say draw fouls, because I see a lot of fake, acting like I've got fouled on drives and the whistle gets blown. And so some kids are really good at that, being able to get to the free throw line as well. And that can also cause kids to fly off the hinge a little bit and get upset, holler, um, and end up getting a technical. And also know that those can also be momentum changers in games. Sometimes these calls are momentum changes in games. Sometimes these calls end up changing the outcome of games. And my coaches always say, never leave it in the referee's hands. You can't control the referee. You cannot control them. But they are a part of the game. They are a part of the floor. So you gotta play through it. You gotta figure it out. But sometimes some of these calls just be man, they be tough, man. And their parents, yeah, yeah, and even though I'm talking about referees right now, I can say this, that me myself, I could never referee high school and up. I can't do it. I can't referee I'm gonna say a varsity game. A varsity game, college, NBA. I myself could not referee those games. I couldn't. And I know we kind of talked about that a little bit last week. It's just because I went out seeing bad calls again this week. I couldn't do it because I can't handle what Big West is saying. The comments more so. Like I know coaches is going to get on me. That's part of their job. They're supposed to. They're supposed to have their players back. Cool. I know kids is going to show emotion. I'm cool with that. I wouldn't be a ref to take up a kid because they showing emotion after they got fouled, or because they fouled somebody and felt that they didn't foul them, or I possibly could have made a bad call and they're just showing emotion. I'm not going to take up a kid for being in the moment of the game. Um, but all the antics from the side, the stuff that the parents be saying, bro, be hilarious. And I just don't think that I could do that. I mean, I could take a lot. I got tough skin, but to hear that for an hour and a half while I'm running up and down the floor, I don't know if I could do that. I'll kick out the whole fan, man, whole game. I'll kick everybody out. We playing empty gym basketball. But and yes, I agree with you on this, Mr. Bates, as well. I do believe the referees anticipate a lot of calls, and so that's why sometimes where it's really not a foul, it ends up becoming a foul call because they were just anticipating it being a foul, even though it wasn't or never was going to be a foul. But they were just ready, whistle in the mouth. Um, they kind of seen this before, kind of like a deja vu situation, and so was they're anticipating the call. Um, and sometimes they make bad calls because of the anticipation. Um, but yeah, I agree with that. It is, man. That's why I say I don't know if I would be able to ever do it. I have refereed like some middle school games. Um, those games is always fun. It's always good to see, kids when they're younger. Um, I've refereed like some fifth and sixth grade games. And I have some parents kind of get mad and like, oh, you can't call the double dribbles. I gotta call every double dribble on travel because it's learning. This is when you're in that fifth and sixth grade, you're still learning. A lot of kids are still learning basketball. Everybody's not the best that they're going to be when they're in the fifth and sixth grade, and so you have to teach them the game. Just as me and a coworker of mine was having this conversation on Friday after work. I've never, I've when playing board games with my kids, like my children, my two kids, my son and my daughter, are we playing a card game, Uno, whatever we playing. Whatever card game we playing, whatever board game we can't playing, I never checkers, all of it. I never took it easy on my kids ever. I never intentionally let them win. You have to learn how to play the game the correct way. You have to learn how to strategize. It's so much that you learn in losing, and I think a lot of times we don't want our kids to be looked at as failures. Um, and so we don't want them to lose. But I'm talking on sports terms. Like that's why I use the card game as an analogy and board game. It's okay if you lose games because there's always a lesson within that loss, even if it may not be your fault directly, but you are still a part of the team, and so you still have to learn how to cope and deal with the team, and you have to be able to build from that loss to be able to get better because nobody likes the feeling of losing. Um, and so you know you're able to get to become a better player at whatever sport you're playing, and also it kind of teaches you for when you go into life. There's going to be some tough lessons, and you're going to fail and lose in a lot of lessons. But it lets you know that hey, I'm okay. I don't always have to go run to mom, to dad. I don't, always have to go. Um, I don't have to get on social media talking about everybody hates me. None of this other stuff. It's okay to lose. It's okay to fail because there's something that I can learn in my failure and in this loss of this game, so that I could become better. I could become, more mentally stronger. Um, Within the aspect of this game. And so I said all that to say that we have to allow our kids to mentally develop their basketball game. And I'm talking about IQ, all of it. And so the IQ, the understanding, and that's why I brought up, the referee in the middle school calling travels, doubles, board games, all that. Because there's a lot of kids who mentally their IQ of the basketball game is not where it should be on a high school level. You know, yes, they may understand the rules, but they're not understanding the concept within a flow or a system. They're not understanding angles. They're not understanding when to take the angles. They're not understanding when to get in position. It's just I see. I've been hanging on this for a while, and I guess it's just been building and building. But I just see a lot of kids floating around on the court, and I don't want to say that they're taking up space, but they're just floating around on the court, not really a part of the plays. Kind of just going through emotion at times, or just standing around watching everybody else do something, and then get upset when the coach pulls them out the game. Hey man, if all we doing is going through the motions in practice, then you can expect for your player to go through the motion in the games. And so in practice, players, y'all gotta bust y'all butt like it is a game. Practice is supposed to be hard so that games are fun and easy. A lot of games are going to be challenging, especially, on the second half of district that's going to be coming up here next week for a lot of teams. We've already had 2 districts already complete their first round of district play. But in the second half, a lot of teams are going to make a lot of adjustments. There's going to be a lot of changes that's going to be made. And it's still going to be the same kids who were upset, who get snatched out of the game because they're making dumb fouls, out there floating around on the court, not being productive when they're on the floor, just kind of lost in the sauce. They're going to be upset because they're not really going to see the floor here in the second half of district play. We talked about it 2 weeks ago about tightening up the rotations. Rotations is about to get extra tight now. These rotations is about to get super tight, and a lot of kids is not going to see the floor unless somebody is in some serious foul trouble. But we got to stop going through the motions. I'm speaking to the players. Now, kids, student athletes, y'all have to stop going through the motions. Y'all got to start busting your butt in practice so that you can go out there and bust your butt in the game. A lot of kids are still out of shape, and that's crazy to say with it being the middle of January. We got to do better. If you're an athlete on the court, you have to do better. You shouldn't be getting tired. You shouldn't be getting fatigued so easily. That lets me know that in practice you're not busting your butt, and that you're not working after practice, and that you're not working after practice either, because you're still out of shape, and it's the middle of January. Ant was getting food. Mr. Venus, he just got home. No, we messing with you, Ant, man. Ant said he wasn't getting no food. He just got home. Like I told him, I said I'm sure he has some business to attend to. His grassroots season is upon us. So teams they're starting to get a little bit more active, a little busy. But yeah, man, those are my tidbits. Since Ant's finna get on, I have a couple more questions that I got 2 more things that I'm gonna talk about, and I'll wait till he hops on to talk about them. In the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and drop the top 5 plays of the week once again. Players, if y'all got the plays, y'all gotta send them. You gotta send it in. You gotta share it on social media, whatever. Buzzer beater dunks, crosses somebody making them fall, whatever it is. You gotta send it in so that we can feature it. Here we go. Top 5 plays of the week. We'll play it again at the end of the show as well. So those were the top 5 plays of the week. What's going on, Coach Stewart? Those were our top 5 plays of the week. Shout out to all the kids who did submit plays and videos that I seen across Twitter, as well as on Instagram. Appreciate that. Hey, it's about to be straight. Let me rephrase that. It shouldn't be. It's about to be. It should be straight grind mode. Right now, basketball. Talking about high school basketball, straight grind. Really getting after it, trying to lock up playoff spots. It's going to get really interesting here. With these last couple of weeks before we get into the playoffs. But yeah, we got him, man. We got him on here, man. The one and only Coach Anthony Willis. Coach Willis, man, you muted, man. What's going on, man?
Hello, GA.
Oh, man, he got on the show and he's still conducting business, getting on the show, man.
What's good, world? It's been a minute. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. It is grassroots season. You know what I'm saying? Been having a lot of other stuff I'm doing that I will be, here in the next couple months or 2 or 3 that I will be announcing. I will make sure it's going to be on this show when I do announce it. Couples and then it's gonna be a really great spring coming up. You know what I'm saying? Just for me, my family, just everything I'm doing with the Temple Life situation. Hopefully everybody supports it, but definitely it's gonna help the community, not just about Team Temple. It's gonna help the basketball community overall for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man, what's been good? Oh, I do want to talk about something real quick that I didn't get a chance to talk about last week. I went to go watch 2 JUCO games. I watched Blinn and Coastal Bend. And then I watched Lamar Port Arthur and Parrish last week. So, the most important thing that I seen from a couple guys from the city of Houston, yes, some of the guys I coach, but like I was very impressed with seeing some guys play out of position. There's one player that played for me that go to Paris Junior College. Excuse me, play point guard his whole entire career in high school, and now playing the 4 and 5 at Paris Junior College, and is still contributing what he's doing. He's playing more of a point forward situation, rebounding, blocking shots, scoring. Just doing a really good job of what his coach is asking him to do. And, me and him had a long talk about, he wanted to quit and leave. And I told him, look, man, you're starting, you're playing. At the end of the day, make sure you make the best of it and figure out a way to contribute to the game. And he's doing it. And, I just wanted to bring that up because I know I hear a lot of kids sometimes talk about, positions that the coaches are having them to play. It's not the position they want to play. They want to play on the wing or, and they get so caught up into the 4 and the 5 or whatever. Where today the game, Doug was there last week at the Paris Junior College game in Lamar, and we was both talking about just how the game is so positionless, where there's no positions, and now it's just about, making winning plays and being able to, if you can do different things on the floor besides just shooting, you'll always, have an opportunity to play, so it's just wanted to kind of highlight that. And seeing guys, I seen Elijah Elliott at Blinn. He's looking really good. I got to see Bacardi from Willis Christian. Got to see Peter McKee still shooting lights out. Big Willie from Westfield. had a really good game the other day. Just kind of seeing a lot of the kids who playing JUCO right now for Houston. Some of the guys they're doing real good at the JUCO. And the other thing is that, man, like right now for some of y'all unsigned seniors who don't have a Division I, Division II, or Division III scholarship, and the JUCO is hitting you up, you need to pay attention to it because the JUCO level is legit. It is legit. So if you have an opportunity to play JUCO and get better and still grow and mature, I recommend you take that opportunity. D
King, what's going on, man? Everybody was looking for y'all. Was looking for y'all about 30 minutes ago, man.
Looking for me?
What's going on, man? Yeah, man. Look, Miss Smith said.
For?
Miss Smith said where y'all was earlier.
King, Smith so full of it. Gone on.
I seen her yesterday. I seen her yesterday at Blend. She was at the Blend and Coastal Bend game.
She said she trying to take notes, but y'all don't be on here.
Man, tell her to send a picture where she at right now. Right now.
What's going on, fellas? How y'all been though? Honestly, man.
I'm good, man. I missed last week. I think I missed the week before too, because I think I missed the week before, but I missed.
No, you came on late the week before. It's all right.
Oh yeah, because that was day. Yeah. Well, me and Nigga we went on a day.
You ran a marathon today?
I watched that and I really thought. I watched it. I woke up early, and I really thought about doing it.
Mm.
You know,
I thought I was
marathon last year.
I can't run no marathon.
No, do you know who did though?
No,
my boy Kemp, Coach Kemp. He ran.
Oh yeah, I figured he did. I thought I was going to see Miss Akeisha running on there or something, man.
Do she work out? Do she run?
I don't know if she run. I just know she be in the gym all the time.
Yeah, I see on Instagram she always working out. But
yeah,
Kemp ran a full marathon. Like
okay, that's what's up, man.
That's crazy.
That is.
So I thought about it today, and I was like, could I do that if I were like really? But I played softball yesterday, and everything is sore. So I don't know how the hell I can run 26 or 23 miles. Like my body might just fall apart.
So I got some questions for y'all, both of y'all coaches. I've been out the game for a while. So I had these questions for last week. I'm gonna hit y'all today, man. Force middle or force baseline? What we doing?
Baseline.
You gotta explain to me why.
Baseline, because all your help is baseline. Nobody helps middle of the floor. You help baseline. So if you force it baseline, he run into a big outside of the lane line, right? And then you always help the helper. Like you can't help. I don't know if you can help the helper middle, because that means it's a strong side drive. So that means it's an open three if you help.
I'm gonna say force the baseline now because of some of the same stuff that D King just said. But I am gonna say when I was in high school, it was forced to the middle because the three ball wasn't that like big of a deal. Now you was trying to protect the paint. You were trying to keep guys from out of the middle of the paint. Don't let them get to when you push a middle, you're trying to get them the defense to help strong side. The kick out now to the strong side is now like a top play. Like if you can shoot the corner shot at a high percentage, a lot of kids now you can get a job doing that. And I think Spurs was one of the first teams in the NBA a while back who denied the corner, and a lot of people started doing that. When you drive strong side, deny the corner shot, don't give up. But when I was in high school, we did push to the middle. I didn't start really, learning the baseline later on once I got to college and things like that. And then, no disrespect to anybody, we was always taught that if you push baseline, it was for most non-athletic people, where you push it to the baseline and slide over, help the helper, where if you don't have good guys who can play good defense in the front, stay in front of guys, you push a baseline, like you said, get the help, things that way, because we was taught that the baseline is another defender. You know what I'm saying? So, but when we played in A-Leaf, we trapped a lot, things like that, we would push kids to the middle, so that to the help side because people would get to the midline. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay. No, I ran across an interesting thread where a lot of coaches were saying both, one or the other. Like some were saying baseline, some was still saying middle. And this was a college coach thread um, that I ran across. So different principles, even within zoning. Um, when running the zone, like some had different principles. Then running specific type of zone, full court press, quarter court presses. And so it was I found it to be interesting. And I wanted to hit y'all with that same question. Miss Stewart, I had said we had talked about watching a Houston Marathon. I don't think it's called a Houston Marathon, but the marathon that was on today that they was running. I'm talking about they showed them starting downtown, running over by the Galleria area, then all the way back. Like that's crazy. I said, man, I thought I was going to see Miss Stewart, running across the screen when I was watching it. But D King mentioned that Coach Kemp, shout out Coach Kemp for running the marathon. Salute you for that, my brother. I could never, I was never a long distance runner, even in high school. Sprint quick. Let's get to it. Let's get it over with. Let's get it done.
G-Day, you think you faster than Rob?
In a sprint, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a sprint, yes. Even though I may not have long legs like Rob, but yes, in a sprint, if we doing like a 40, yeah, 40 to 80, like I don't think I can do 100 right
Because
now.
I ain't gonna lie, I know I smoke Rob. I think Willis will smoke Rob, but I was just wondering like if you were slowing down. So Rob, the slowest person on the show. That's crazy.
If we doing like a 40-yard dash, yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
I got 40 yards to bursting because what's a 40? I might run a 40 in like a 6.
Okay.
But I think Rob probably about a 7.3.
Dang.
That's just sad, man. Or he might be like a 2.70. No, he not that fast. He can't be a 27.0. Dang.
And
Y'all
running
didn't even see
200?
Yeah, y'all didn't even see what I did there though, but it's all good. He ain't on the show, but he gonna get these jokes. That 27 hurt. He gonna get these jokes. I know he ain't here.
Get this work.
He gonna see him on YouTube. Yeah.
Coach Stewart say he's trying to watch us race, man.
Shit. Yeah. You can watch whoever you want.
Man, hey, Coach McKinney, please hit my line. I've been blowing you up, bro, man. Hey, hit my line at around 8:30. 8:30, man. He said, Coach Stewart says after the 40, he must have stopped halfway.
He had to stop and push his glasses up.
All right, so that was a good one. Next question that I seen in this same thread: top 3 basketball non-negotiables.
Number 1 is rebound.
Okay,
that's my number 1.
My number 1 is boxing. You got to box out if you're gonna play for me.
I think that go under the same as rebound. Yeah.
Even if you see you got to clear somebody out.
Non-negotiables.
Number 2, you have to play defense if you're gonna play for me.
I think that's my number 1. Defense, you got to be able to play defense. Is my non-negotiables. Number 2 is I'm real big on sharing the ball, so making the one more pass is like a non-negotiable, like making the one more pass. And then 3 would probably be
Mr. Vilas, I like that one. No turnovers.
Yeah.
Coach, I was about to call you Coach Stewart, Miss Stewart. Mr. Keisha, this is my 3rd one. You have to hustle at all times.
Why her Facebook look like she SWV or something? What is that? What is that, man? Oh man, get her right, man. She got a look at her. Got a handbag. What you look like SWV for? You don't know, man.
Yeah, that's a part of my hustle is the effort, man.
my number two has to be my point guard can't turn the ball over. Unforced turnovers. Stay with me.
Yeah, that's tough. But three, knowing it's a couple, probably more than three non-negotiables for a couple
Man,
of
yeah,
guys.
that's another one. Talking. You gotta be able to, you gotta talk on the floor.
That's my three. That's my third one.
You gotta talk on the floor, man. Defensively and offensively. You gotta talk.
Communication.
Mhm.
So what are three things that you don't see a lot of kids doing in high school basketball?
Talking is the
Talking,
first.
talking,
First. Hey,
talking.
first. Boxing out is probably the second because kids don't really box out anymore. They
Yeah, we
just try
talked
to
about that
jump.
last week. Yeah.
They just try to jump and get a rebound. That's the next thing. And then three, I'm with D King. I see too many kids have unforced turnovers, like just throwing the ball off their knee, can't catch, just like those are probably the three things that like you walk in the gym, you like, yeah, nah, that kid, he can't hoop. Like, I'm good. He can't hoop. Like off the rip.
Uh, talking, rebounding, talking, and my point guard turning the ball over. Like two things that, if you ever see me and I'm coaching and I look like I'm about to smack somebody, it's because somebody either didn't rebound the ball, turn the ball over, or we had a miscommunication.
Mm,
Like those are the three. Because I think those are the three things that no matter what you can control.
right.
Like it doesn't matter if G Day boxed me out and he's 6'9", I mean, like he is in real life. If he's 6'9"
Man, I wish I was 6'9", man.
and I'm 6'2", like of course you should get a rebound over me. But if I'm rebounding,
Mm-hmm.
that includes boxing out, touching somebody, like you're not getting that ball. It's gonna be over the back if I do my job. So either way, you're not, like so that's why I think that rebound is something you can control.
Man, Big West, Mr. Yates, man, I'm with you on this. A lot of unforced turnovers are because kids do not want to pass the basketball to begin with. And then they realize, oh shoot, this trap was coming faster than I thought it was, or this dude is closing out quicker than I thought he was, and then they make bad passes, bad decisions, and that goes with what I was talking about earlier, just IQ of the game. Um, I feel that high school players have a below average IQ basketball game. Um,
Hey, how about this? That brings me into a really good question. How much does a player's IQ, team success, and development is on a high school coach?
Man, they had that conversation today in the thread. And so
What three? What you on? Reddit or something?
no, this little private little college coach thing,
Oh,
um,
okay.
by
Private. You hear that, Willis? Private.
by Coach Blake. No, Coach Blake Derrick.
Okay.
It's his little thing, but he had that question on there today. I'm about to go to it real quick because I don't want to say it wrong. He said, "Coaches, how much time do you spend on skill development during your team practice? Because a lot of these players' skills and IQ are very low when we go out to recruit them."
Hey, how about this? I'm a coach, a Division 2 coach of mine, friend of mine, somebody I know, called me yesterday, like last night. Right, I was on my way back in the house, and he called me. He mentioned a couple players that I think we all in the city, who are good. Asked me what I thought about him, this, and this. And one of the things I brought up another kid who go. I brought up another kid, right? Go to the same
Mm-hmm.
school kid, and I was basically saying like, um, if you trust your development for him in 18 months, I think he'll be good at you. Good for you. I'm sorry.
Right.
He will be good for you. And I think that's kind of along with the conversation.
It is, but how many kids are willing to be patient for 18 months?
Is it Kids, or is it the parents / handlers?
It's a mixture of both.
but
It
but
is.
answer
I agree with you.
but to
Because
answer your
you can think about
question,
it, right? As a
yeah.
player, right? We've all hooped. We've all. It's like when you go into a locker room in a gym, you know if you are good enough. You know what I'm saying? So like those kids, those that player knows his parent and handler does it. His parent and handler isn't in that locker room, isn't on that court, isn't at practice. You know, like as a hooper, like on the court you won't admit it, but like, bro, this dude better than me. You know what I'm saying? Like yo, he better than me. You know, like you still gonna go out and whatever, but we in the I've definitely played with and against people that I knew like was better than me. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but you still prove yourself and all that other stuff. But like parents and handlers, they don't know what the hell going on. They don't know that little such and such is at practice getting knocked on the floor. He keep got to come off. Like that, they don't know. They just call him after practice, like, how it go? And he was like, man, I ain't do such. Oh man, coach tripping. Did he, you playing point guard? Like how many shots you took, like that type of stuff. Like they don't know that he getting his ass whooped.
Mm.
I think the reason why a lot of coaches may not take like development, development that serious or in practice, because some of them really don't know how to develop. I think, they get a system, they run it, defensively, offense, they learn different things, going to camps and stuff like that. But like player development, there's different things you need to know how to develop kids regarding a point guard, big man, if a kid really can't shoot, things like that. Because most of the time you can look at games and look at, different schools and see kids over the year, tell if they develop something. Where you look at the beginning of the season, if they got better at something, maybe it's ball handling, whatever. And then to like Big West's thing is like some of the AAU programs don't know how to develop kids. They don't develop because they don't really practice twice a week. Sometimes it's once a week, once every other week, things like that. So, I think the biggest thing is that we need to realize the game is changing where,
Do you develop? Like,
huh?
I'm saying, is practice where you develop, or is it outside of practice, right? Because like in college, practice is an individual time. Like practice doesn't include, two
No,
high
but
school.
they
Like,
also have workout, but they also in college they have the time to where they'll have
yeah, but
like
that's not
personal workout. No, it's
like that.
not
I,
practice.
I
No.
guess you include that. I feel you if you include
Yeah.
that.
Okay, I'll give you an example. DQ,
No,
when
no, no,
y'all
no, no, no. But I'm saying for
no,
like summer basketball, like
yeah,
you
no,
said,
no. I'm saying like, okay, when
like
you when y'all
only
used
have
to be at BU, when
right?
y'all used to have BU, y'all would have training before practice. So y'all would have kids would come there like at 5 o'clock, work out, y'all go through drills, maybe position stuff, whatever, and then y'all would have team practice. So y'all got that out the way.
But that wasn't that was separate from practice though. You know what
No,
I'm
it
saying?
was.
Like a
But
few.
y'all made it a point to offer it.
But I ain't got nothing to do. I
No,
guess
no,
that
I'm just saying,
no
yeah,
no
yeah,
no. I'm
yeah.
saying like I don't. I'm not gonna sit here and say like it was something that was I can't say that it was something that was like forced or like made to feel like it was a necessity. I don't know that
Gotcha.
I'm saying.
Well, yeah. For me, I've always in my practices, when I would do practices for my own teams, we would spend at least, if I had a 2 hour practice, 30 minutes would probably be about like development, like dribbling, shooting, working on finishing at the rim, shooting, things like that, different drills every time we have practice 2 times a week. Then the rest would be team stuff, things like that. And then, now we kind of separated from that standpoint, in that situation. But I think also when you look at like college, which D King, notice like when they going over stuff, before the season, like like August, September, so they working on stuff that kids gonna have to get better with. Development is knowing how to run a DHO properly, how to set a screen properly, how to roll properly. how to space properly. Like those are things that kids don't know how to do in games. So I think it's all about how you run your practices, because when you get to college, those things are done. But once you get mid-season, November, December, you playing. No, you're not doing that much no more. It's teams still getting prepared.
Though a lot of there are a lot of programs that still do individual throughout. Like
Yeah, okay.
about it, right? If conference games or like Big 12 got Big Monday, so Saturday, Monday, or like Tuesday, Saturday type thing, right? So you still got like dudes don't really they really just take one day a week off, and it's usually after the Tuesday game, so it'll be a Wednesday. And then Thursday, Friday, you gotta come in and get your work in between classes type stuff. So it's not it ain't like the league where dudes don't be practicing.
Yeah.
Like them dudes still gotta get their stuff in, man.
Yeah.
Like they have so many people on the bench and behind, like all them GAs and coaches and all that other stuff. Like they got a staff for that. Like yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know how much the summer basketball and AAU basketball plays a part in development. You know, like I because like you said, it's not a lot of practice. You're lucky to get 2 hours on 2 days a week. Some dudes don't practice in a week. Like so how much does that really play a key in development? Like that's kind of like how much should a coach um get how much praise should a coach get for a kid development and level and stuff. Like you don't really get as much time with them as you would think, bad development wise.
No, I agree with that, and that's why I like what Big West is saying right here. Like out of 7 days a week, you got to treat this thing like a full time job. You got to be able to put 40 hours in. Always use my daughter gymnastics. Uh, 5 days a week, they putting in 5.5 hours of practice a day, and then she does do optional practice on days off, going and put in more time. So if it's something that you love, you got to put them hours. You'll figure out how to put them hours in. And that's on
But do
top of
you
going to school as well. So it's not like that's all that she does all day, and she's not doing no online school, going to a public school, and then still putting in those hours. You have no time for no social life. You don't, and so that's what sacrifices are you willing to make to be good at your craft? But everything y'all been saying, that's what I was saying earlier. That goes with IQ. That's why I said IQ is low. Understanding, DHOs, how to come off the screens, all these different things, how to break down film. What am I really looking at when I'm watching myself play on this film? Or am I just hearing the coach talk? Oh man, coach tripping. Like a lot of this
But I
goes
think, but I also think,
goes
but I
into
also
it.
think, but I also think the problem is that you have a lot of coaches who coaching who don't even know how to do that themselves. They don't know how to teach a proper DN
Oh,
show.
man.
A lot of dudes don't know how to watch film and stuff like that. And these kids go try out and play for them and stuff like that, and they ain't never taught none of that before they go to college. How to read ice. When it comes to on a screen. How to trap properly. How to hit the pocket. On the back pocket on the screen or DHO. Slip like a lot of these people don't be knowing it. They just repeat what they learn or this and that, or they trap in the whole game. They don't know how to teach proper defense, slide your feet, stuff like that. Like they don't know that. So, I had a kid one time. I think we was doing an OTR camp, me and D King, and I said DHO, and the kid looked at me and said, "Coach, what is that?" And the kid is a pretty good player, and played. And I was like, "Huh? You don't know what a DHO is?" So but parents don't really know what is the stuff that their kids supposed to be learning and being taught. They don't really know. They just sometimes don't even know if their kid is really in a good practice. Like if the kid is really getting taught something even in the practice. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't be knowing that. It's just sometimes if they kid playing and he hit a couple shots, score a couple points, well, he in a good situation. And then when he gets to a college campus or something like that, and he's asked certain questions, he's asked to do certain things, he don't know what to do. So I think there's a lot of coaches who don't have basketball IQ either. Would you say,
Dang,
DK?
I agree with you.
Huh?
you talking about coaches don't know? Ooh, yeah, we can do this. We, but we ain't never getting $1 million, dog. Y'all,
I'm, I'm talking about. I'm talking about it. I'm not even just talking about school coach. I'm talking about in general, like some coaches and just in
ooh,
general, like.
everybody. Ooh, all
Yeah.
of y'all can get it like group page on a 2-way. This boy
Um,
on his mind.
next question he asked. He said,
Yeah, let's
"Your
go
your opponent's running a boxing one on your best player. What offense are you running?"
on. I got cooked one time doing this in the middle. The boxing one, bro. They put a boxing 1-on-1. I had a really good middle school team one time. And like we had like like a 6'8" guard like one time in 8th grade. We was like 25-1. And this one team came down, we played in the tournament. They boxing won us. I was shook. I didn't know what the hell to do. So I figured it out, talked to some people. The dude that's getting the one on the
Yeah,
boxing that we're doing the one spot, he should be your screener.
he should be the screener. Agree.
He should be your screener. And it took me getting my ass whooped. I'm
So
talking
when
about, you know who we played against? Wade Taylor. Wade Taylor was the point guard at middle school team. He went to Saint something when he was in 8th grade. And yeah, Wade Taylor kicked our ass, man. I want to say maybe Colin Smith, maybe was the other kid on this team. It was one of those. It was a Dallas team. Wade Taylor was on it, and it was another. I want to say it was Colin Smith, and he was really good. And I had Keon. I go in. I had Keon Edwards,
Jacoby on your head, bro.
Jacoby Flores, bro.
Jacoby
That
on your head.
boxing, that dude boxing warned me, dog, and I was shook.
He said the Sunday fun day looked like he beat up DK Crown.
I'm about to get off,
Hey,
man.
hey,
No,
West, what Big West about to make some people realize that it's really about that life, boy. Because that schedule look like something a lot of people ain't gonna do, but you know what I'm saying.
that's what you
Hey,
gotta do, man.
hey, I did it with mine. The same schedule: 5 a.m. in the gym, 7 a.m. out, get ready for class, 10:30 for athletics, 3 to 4 study halls with team. Is either film or class study work. 4 to 5:30 is practice after school. 5:30 to 6 extra shots. 7 to 8:30 strength training and do it all over again. Hey, I'm saying, hey, that's why
That's how it is in college, though.
Hey,
Like
that's why he number one in this. Hey, that's why he number one. I'm just saying, bro.
but that's the same thing in college. Like,
but a lot of
what are
people.
you getting prepared for?
But the thing you said earlier, G Day, that the one word you used earlier, sacrifice, is
You have to
that
make a sacrifice.
most people in today, their first excuse about sacrificing is I want my kid to have balance in life. So they think that going on vacations and this and that, like, I gotta. And the other thing is convenience. That is the biggest thing that people don't realize that what really hurts the kids today and why a lot of kids can't make it or get the opportunity to play college basketball is because everybody wants convenience. They don't want to go outside the box or the norm and do different things or go like to get what they need. They want everything to be convenient. And that is the biggest problem for all these kids out here, for a lot of these kids. On low block.
So King, I had a question. I had a question for your make him the screener. What if this coach catches, he catches on to the screening of the boxing one, that he every time you screen, he triangle and twos you until they're able to reset back into the boxing one.
Damn, who the hell I'm coaching against?
No, right here, this guy right here, against me,
Man,
coaching
you
against
have
me, man.
all that to these little mind this middle school. All right,
Oh,
so
okay.
you taught them
I
eighth
mean, I've done
grade.
this on high school though.
All right, let's think about this. In high school, how many kids that are sharp enough to execute this fantastic game plan?
A
Right?
couple,
Because all right, well,
Because
yeah,
I've ran triangle too before,
yes,
so I know what you're trying to
my
say.
ass kicked again because I ain't doing all that, man.
Hey, did you watch? Okay, so D King, did you watch USC and Memphis when OJ Mayo and DeRozan was at
look, he's like,
USC?
I don't know.
I don't
Okay,
remember. I
okay.
just
Well,
remember that
when
play.
Memphis ran a triangle in two that
Uh,
year against them. They ran a
that
triangle in two.
AO team beat Kevin Durant in the first round of NCAA. I remember that much.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, that year when they was good,
I don't know.
Memphis beat them. Memphis
He
beat them
said
because
King too young to know about that, man.
yeah, they had that's when what's called that Memphis coaching and had D Rose. I can't think of the post player who played for the Rock. Oh, Dorsey that played for the Rockets for a little bit, the undersized big. They
That's my,
ran they ran a triangle and two on USC.
that's
And
my part.
everybody was trying to figure out the defense they was running because that was the first time a couple people had seen it done like in college and stuff like that. So
But you know what, man? It depends on the team you playing against and like what you do. Some of your stuff you do against really good players look like zones and boxing one. You
It
know,
does, yep, it
you
does.
put much attention on one person that is so much help. You know, so it's just depend on like your whatever type of defense you teach. You know, and like your scout. So it's all man. You know what, man? This stuff is all recycled, man. All
It
right,
is.
nothing is new. You know, nothing hasn't been thought of. It's just whoever players are better and smarter are gonna win. Usually. Hey man, shout out to Rice, man. Them dudes getting some stuff done this year, man.
that
Shout out to
video
Rice,
too funny.
man.
That video too funny.
I mean,
Not shaking hands, man.
we don't do. That's
Hey,
another.
that's up my alley.
Yeah,
I'm cool with that. I agree. I'm
yeah.
with you on that.
Let me get these celebrations out, bro. You trying to be friendly? Nah, you should have won. How about that?
I
Right.
mean, I ain't gonna celebrate all like that, but I mean, but
That's a
I'm
big
with
win.
you on the
Put them,
no,
like
that was.
that. And there's almost like a rivalry. It kind of put them in a good spot in that conference, even
Mm-hmm.
though Steph ain't won no game in that conference though. But it kind of put them up there. So
Hey, the playoff push is upon us, fellas. We got two districts in 6A who's already come to the end of the first round of district play. So they about to head into the second round of district play, and so the playoff push is definitely on them. Next week, everybody will be done with first round as far as 6A and 5A go. Some of the 4As and 3As won't because they have some smaller districts. But everybody 6A, 5A will be done first round of district play next week. But we're gonna dive into these two districts, District 19 and District 20 of 6A, who is both completely done, who is done with their first round of district play with standings, overall records. First, we got District 19, 6A. This is the Katy ISD district. You got Seven Lakes in first place. They're 8-0 in district play. Katy Jordan's in second place, 7-1. Katie Taylor is 6-2, sitting in third place right now in district. Katie Tompkins 5-3. They just beat Cinco Ranch Saturday to get that 4th spot. So far, there's nothing set in stone yet. It's just as of right now. Cinco Ranch at 4-4. Then you got Payto at 3-5, May Creek 2-6, Katy at 1-7, and Morton Ranch at 0-8. I know we did our picks earlier.
0-8.
We did our picks earlier in the preseason show. Everybody had Seven Lakes. Everybody had Jordan going, but everybody did not have Taylor going.
Who we had? May Creek.
May
May Creek going,
and I
and
think Katie.
Tompkins. Oh, Tompkins.
Tompkins, yeah.
Yeah.
I need to go back and watch. I think my 4 is there.
Hey, Willis, what's their record? Really, what's their record? Say it again.
No. You stupid.
How you said it?
Hey, you good.
How you good, dog?
Hey, I'm just saying, bro. I don't think they want to disagree. Hey, I don't think they want to disagree last year, bro.
Damn, they 0-16. Yeah. Shit.
Man, tell what we said what's going on, man. Remind me to never play y'all bowling if bowling is y'all secondary pastime, man. I'm horrible at bowling. I'll go that's the one thing I'll do just for fun. I am not good at bowling. I'm not.
You know who else not good?
That's just not my thing. I admit when I'm not good at something. Who else ain't good, man? Hold on, let me get this off. I already know what you gonna say. I already know what you go. Who else ain't good, man?
He's stupid. He dumb.
Oh Lord. Oh man. Will is funny, dog. The way
I got to put this on the screen for the one time, man.
Man. Stop.
I got to put this on the screen for the one time, man.
My man said, "Oh."
I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying.
No, Rob had a date night already scheduled. He mentioned it last Sunday on the show, so that was before they lost. They just happened
on a date.
They just happened to lose, and that is an ugly way to lose in the playoff. It is to have a team come all the way back and beat you by 1 point.
Yo, they was up 27-0. That's basically like you taking your girl to the club, right? You dancing, buy her a drink. You go to the restroom. You come back and she dancing on this dude and leave. That I would have rather stayed home. That is worse. I ain't gonna lie. That's worse. All right, what's worse? Losing by 1 point, right? Like
losing by 1 is worse than losing the love of your life.
No.
Oh.
Bro, losing when you had basically what many consider an insurmountable lead.
Mm-hmm.
It was 27-0, bro. Like, come on, man. They had 0 points. They had no momentum, nothing, and you got hawked down. Hawked down, bro.
That's
what was
tough.
it? Like
it's
30.
Tough.
What was the score? 33 or something? Like they had a 33 to what? 3 run?
Yeah.
Can you imagine that in basketball?
That'd be ugly.
33 to 3 run to win the game. Come on, man. You scored 3 points. No, that's crazy, man. Lord have mercy. Poor them. Rob deserved a date after that.
They deserve a date, man.
I hope he have himself a nice, strong MD 2020 on the rock.
Oh boy, he said MD 2020, dog. God,
on the rock.
Rocks. And
yeah,
man.
Back to this District 19, man. All right, so No more preseason pick. What we've seen so far. Do y'all what's y'all predictions?
Oh,
I
I
think
pre-
Does this stay this way? Does these are these
yeah,
four in?
oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
It
yeah.
stays the same. Yeah.
Does Cinco get some upset wins? Pato
Cinco gonna beat Taylor.
the second time around.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't. I don't. Peto, nah. But Cinco. That mean when you say 4-4, if they could beat like Tompkins, because they could beat Tompkins. Because if they lose to Tompkins the first round, I think they lost to them.
Yeah, they that was
Yeah,
Saturday, this past Saturday.
yeah. So like if they beat them, and
Every
maybe
every
you
team
know.
every team that's in first, Seven Lakes, Jordan Taylor and Tompkins all beat Cinco by double digits the first time around.
They
Okay,
gonna
so but
right?
okay, so
They gonna pop somebody. Somebody gonna get popped. They just gonna be
Yeah.
so
like
just so is Taylor two losses from Seven Lakes and Jordan?
Yep. They lost to Jordan by 2, and Seven Lakes just beat them by
duh,
17,
Will.
18.
Okay, but no. Okay, so who third? So in Tompkins has lost against the top three.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna change no more. Then yeah, because if
Bro,
they
they
didn't
gonna
lose
yeah, I'm
to,
telling you, Cinco gonna
mm,
beat somebody.
I
but
think
yeah, but if they
Cinco pop
but if
I
yeah,
think they
if they
popped
beat
2.
Tompkins, I mean they got
Two?
to pop two. They got to. That's the way they can get
I think
in.
I think they will.
Because if they don't, if they beat Tompkins, then they tie. Like you know what I'm saying? Like they tie, so they got to pop two to where like if Tompkins lose to the top three again, and then they pop Tompkins and maybe like Taylor or something like that or whatever, then they might slide into the fourth spot.
When y'all taking a bath? I think so, man. I think they gonna sneak. Something gonna happen. Something definitely gonna happen.
Oh yeah. So that's gonna be interesting how everything plays out. Hold on. Oh, okay. All right, there we go. I'm back. All right. The king had popped off and it started kicking me out. That's why I was like, hey, hold on, what's going on, man? To Big West question, he asks, who would they get in the second round of the playoff? Okay, Big West. So y'all take first place. Um, y'all take last place in that Pasadena district. Second round, you will see, depending on how it shakes up, one of the Clear schools, or it could be Clear Falls or Dickinson, whoever gets second place, or even Clear Lake. They'll be taking on whoever gets third place from District 23, which could be Shadow Creek or Strake. So that second round, y'all could either see Shadow Creek or Straight Jesuit. Um, Shadow Creek, Straight Jesuit, Clear Falls, or Dickerson or Clear Lake in the second round. Big West for Beaumont United. District 20 is the second district that is done with the first round of district play as well. This right now you have High Tower 8-0 in district. Um, You have Travis sitting at 6-2 in district. Elkins is 5-3 in district, as well as Bush at 5-3 in district. Elkins owns the tiebreaker over Bush because they beat them in the first uh, round of the district play. You have Clements sitting at 4-4, just sitting right outside. Dulles, Ridge Point, Austin, and then George Ranch. Um, this is almost what everybody had. The team that everybody had look on the outside looking in at first was Travis,
I
um,
did.
and had Clements in. Um, and then I said that Bush would be my dark horse. um, for this district. They're the team that you just you never know what you're gonna get. Cause when they come to play and lock in, they're solid.
But did
Um,
you think everybody had Hightower at number one?
no, we all had Hightower at number 4.
Yep.
We
Yep.
had everybody had Elkins number 1,
Yep.
Elkins or Clements at number 1, and
Hmm.
Hightower at number 4. Um, I have to go back and look. I don't I don't know if anybody picked. I didn't pick Travis. Um,
I did. Remember, I watched them play before we did picks. I watched them play in that scrimmage at Cinco Ranch before
yeah,
season
so
started.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I'm quick to see who all picked what. But do you can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Can you hear me? Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, I can.
do you think that because D King was trying to come back in and start kicking me off again, and now he just went
Uh,
back out. So I don't know what's going on. Uh, do you see any changes that could possibly take place in this district though? This district
I
is
think
is is
I
a tough
think
district.
I think Clements may end up cleaning it up because they started off the district. I seen that they was losing a bunch of games. Don't know what kind of happened because they were doing good beginning of the season. But I think they're a team who, they have playoff experience from last year, things like that.
Hmm.
I think they can maybe squeeze and get that fourth spot. Now the issue is that I don't know if that means either Bush or Elkins may be maybe on the outside looking in. Because again, Elkins started off at the beginning of the season doing really, really good. And then, got the district kind of, not looking the same. We thought they was gonna be one of the best team in the district. But I think Clemens has enough in the second half to at least probably, you know, beat Travis, Elkins, and Bush. Now, I think Hightower, Coach Woods over there coaching his butt off. I think he might go undefeated. I thought Travis was gonna beat them, but they played at Travis. So I don't know if Travis can go in Hightower and win that game. I don't know, but it was a close game until about the third. I was at that game, and at the end, Hightower pulled away. So I don't think anybody else will beat them. I think he'll probably go undefeated unless something just happened, unless the ball get dropped or something. So
Okay. Yeah, we had Clements, Elkins, Bush, and Hightower is what the four as an overall um pick. But yeah, nobody picked Travis to make playoffs. So shout out to the coach um for getting
excuse me.
it done over there, man. I'm kind of with you. I don't. I see Clements maybe making a push. I think Dulles popped somebody else. Just because, just like even with them having those 3 wins, everybody was like Dulles does don't have nobody, but kind of like how you said watching Travis preseason, watching Dulles throughout the summer and preseason. I was just kind of like, man, Dulles is they kind of they ain't not playoff, but they gonna beat some team. Dulles can be a team who beats a team that should have or could have made the playoffs, who ends up not making the playoffs. Um, and I think Clements may try to sneak their way in here. This is going to be a really interesting race. It's going to be interesting to see what everybody um, what everybody does this year in this second half of district play. Um, but yeah, Big West, I'm with you on that comment. Um, if Tyler Smith and Paul DeWall never left Bush, it would look a lot different. As well as if Chris Johnson was still at Elkins, um, as as well. It'll look a lot different if all three of them were still there. That'll be crazy. This will be a really. It's already a good district, but that'll make it even more tougher than what it is. So yeah, it's things
But what? Hey,
things about to heat
okay.
up. Go ahead.
So I'm
Uh
gonna
huh.
hit you with something else that a lot of people don't know too, though. And maybe these kids may not be like big time kids, but they make that team better. Uh, how do my mind's go blank? It'll come back to me. But like Terrence Bryant, that's at St. Thomas Episcopal.
Okay.
Um,
Where's his home school?
George Ranch.
Okay.
What's called Zion Harper at Lutheran North is a George Ranch kid.
All right. And
Uh,
so is C.J. Barnes.
CJ Barnes is a George Ranch kid, and the kid Noah Richards that go to St. Thomas of Pittsburgh Garden. He's also a George Ranch kid,
Right.
and
Yeah.
I mean,
He played there last year.
yeah. So that means
So,
that's
but
a
that's a lot of forwards. Where's the guard
yeah.
play? So that's
Terrence
kind
is
of
the
the
guard,
issue
but I'm just
with
saying like
George Ranch now. Like you have Chitty, who's double
yeah,
machine. He's a forward. Then the next best player, he's like 6'6".
yeah,
But he plays in the post. So they would have had a lot of post presence.
yeah.
But who was going to
yeah.
be the main
No,
guard,
I'm with
like
you. I'm
to
with you. They
control
got to,
everything?
yeah, they got to develop it, but that's a lot of size and a
That
lot
would
of
be a lot of
kids.
size at one team.
Yeah, and a lot of kids right now, I mean, their respectable areas are doing good. But I'm just saying, like, that if they knew what they would do, like if they could develop that and things like that, they could have had some kids over there who could really be, you know, in the right position, and giving them a presence of like, play through your bigs, play through your forwards, type situation. But I
Hmm.
think just saying there's a lot of kids who played in that Fort Bend district who have left to where a lot of them teams and makeups would have looked a lot of different
It would, yeah. No, it
with
would have.
that team,
It would have.
so
It would have, and that's why I'm waiting till the end of the season, and I'll do seniors. The high schools that would have been at, like who are playing private at a private school or independent school or whatever you want to call it. I will put where those kids' homeschool is, just something for us to have some fun with, man. Um, to see if maybe possibly, uh, possibly if something would have changed. Just it could have been something. It could be something minor. But yeah, with that much size, someone will come in from the portal. That's true. If you had all that size and they were solid and they made some type of noise, a guard would probably transfer in. Um, just to go play with them. Um, so that's true too, man. Man, that's all I really have for today. We'll go over some of the games I feel are some of the top games to go see. Um, like I said, I didn't make no edits for like top games or the top 10 teams because I had to do some run around stuff. And so since I had to go do some run around, knock out some stuff, like I said, was whipping up dinner. So the show will start by itself. And so it did. But that's it, man. So on Tuesday, um, some solid 5A matchups. For Tuesday, I made fish and spaghetti. I did fried fish and spaghetti. That's what we have for dinner. And I was cooking it,
mm,
and the show started by itself, and it alerted my phone. So I'm like, you are now live. I'm like, oh shoot, forgot. So I had to I hurried up to finish, um, and then hopped over. Some of the top Tuesday games to see. Some 5A matches that should be really good. A&M Consolidated. A&M Consolidated plays Magnolia West. Magnolia West, 14-4. I don't think nobody expected them to be 14-4 overall, as well as being undefeated in district play. Um, they are 6-0 in district play as well. I think they're off to a really good start to their season. Just want to say shout out to Magnolia West and to those guys over there. They're over there hooping, so salute. Excuse me, salute to those guys, man. Um, Brandon Beavers and company over at Magnolia West. Um, and I do believe we did pick him. I'm gonna have all that stuff. I'm gonna have all that stuff ready next time, man. All the like picks we had, everything. Because we did pick the Brandon Beavers kid. I just know that kid off the name of him off the top of my head. He goes to Magnolia West. We did pick him to be a preseason first team all district. Um but yeah, solid group. As my guy Phipps just said, they're very scrappy. So shout out to Magnolia West for having a better season than what people expected them to have this year. Um, man, salute to those guys. But they got A&M Consolidated. A&M Consolidated just took a loss to Montgomery. Um, A&M Consolidated was beating pretty much everybody on a nice little winning streak. But Montgomery beat them 47-45. Shout out to the Bears. But yeah, yeah. That. Okay, you right, Rest. That is a turn. One of my turnovers for today is I was not ready at 7 o'clock to start the show because I was cooking. Had to make sure the family was able to eat. Oh man, since we had to wait 7 days, I'm at 7 turnovers. Big West was counting my turnovers last week. You was absent. And so he was counting how many mistakes I was making on the show.
He was?
Yeah. He said those are my turnovers. So I said today I ain't having, and I said my turnover limit is two turnovers, man. But I got to get my ratio back down. I got to get my assist to turnover ratio back down. But yeah, A&M Consolidated lost by 2 points to Montgomery. That was a big win for Montgomery. In the district, District 21, in 5A, it's going to be another district that's going to be. It's going to be another district also that's going to be really good, really competitive when it comes down to it. When it comes down to that playoff push, Lake Creek right now they're sitting in 5th place in that district. That's another team I don't think nobody was expecting to be sitting where they're sitting right now. I think they were pretty much kind of the heavy favorites, them and A&M Consolidated to start off the season. On TABC, all of it, on all that stuff. I think they were pretty much the two favorites. But right now, Lake Creek is sitting in 5th place in district. But like I said, they still got 2 games this week before the end of the first round of district play. And then you still got the second round of district play as well. But that district's really tough. Montgomery, Rudder's having a really good season. Better than what people expected them to have as well. A&M Consolidated, Magnolia West. You got Lake Creek, Montgomery. And so that for 5A, that district's gonna be pretty solid as well. Everybody is excited. You don't know how many coaches hit me up, Big West, talking about they was glad that y'all was gone to 6A. Because not everybody feel they got a chance. They got a chance with 5A. But yeah, Big man, Big has been hooping. He has shout out to you, Phipps, as well. Use your clip. It's a part of one of the top 5 plays of this week. Keep grinding, keep getting in them gyms, keep covering kids, keep working. Yeah, that's true. I don't think nobody voted Beaumont Westbrook to finish second in their district either. I have to go look real quick in our little voting since I got it pulled up on the side. Yeah, man. Everybody pretty much picked United first. Everybody picked Westbrook to come in third in the district, but nobody picked them. A single person voted for them to be second. That is very true. But yeah, it's gonna be really good. That 6A district, District 21. That's the district with United, Atascocita, Summer Creek, Westbrook. We seen CE King this week. They beat Summer Creek at home, and then Summer Creek turned around and beat Atascocita. United beat Westbrook this week. So a lot of the top teams, you can't really hide from anybody in that district. A lot of good teams in that district. That district's going to be really interesting when it starts getting down to like that final 2 weeks of district play to see where everybody is sitting. Um, it's things about to get really interesting real quick. Want to recap it one more time. District 19, 6A is done with their first round of district play, moving into the second round of district play. This is the standing so far. The first four that's in right as of right now: Seven Lakes, Jordan Taylor, and Tompkins. But expect for Cinco Ranch to make a push and Peyto to upset somebody to make these things change. First four in as of right now for District 20 after the first round of district play. You got Hightower, Travis, Elkins, and Bush. Elkins owns the tiebreaker over Bush. But Clements, I feel they're going to make a nice push here, second half of district. And you can expect for Dulles to pop somebody as well. And then everybody else, like I said, they wrap up their first round of district play either on Tuesday or this Friday or Saturday. And so next week we'll have everybody's first round done. Plus, we'll add to the record of District 19 and District 20 of 6A, and we'll watch those things carefully once a week and give our input to see how things are going to shake out compared to what our preseason picks were. Things is about to get real interesting. Things is about to get real ugly and real scary for a couple of teams. But for some of the grassroots guy, that's good news. If them kids happen to not make the playoffs, no more excuses. Come get this gym. Come get this work. Let's get prepared. But that's just the nature of the game. That's how it has been, and how it will be. Just a couple more scores from around the area, real quick. PSAT went 2-1 in the SWAC this weekend. Long loss coming to Sean Dumas on Saturday, but I noticed that Devin Pryor didn't play in that game. He played in the first two, but he didn't play in the Saturday game. I'm not saying that's an excuse why they lost. I'm just pointing out something that I noticed. But PSAT did beat Good Vision. That was a Boston Hard ranked matchup for private schools. They beat Good Vision 64-56. St. Thomas beat Concordia Lutheran 54-43, and Woodlands Christian beat Lutheran South 60-49. Some 4A top ranked teams that matched up. We seen Stafford take on Iowa Colony. Iowa Colony jumped out early, was up 21-6 to close out the first quarter, but Stafford walked that thing down and ended up coming away with the win, 47-39. Hardin Jefferson beat Huffman Hargrave 53-48, and then Wheatley beat Yates. They got their lick back on them, 78-72. That was a really competitive game, really good game between the two. Moving on to 5A, Galveston Ball beat Manville by 14, 63-49. I don't think anybody was expecting for that outcome in that game to be what it was. A lot of people already had Manville penciled in for the W. Port Arthur Memorial beat Crosby 48-42. Barbers Hill beats Nederland 58-48. A&M Casade loses to Montgomery. We talked about that just a minute ago, 47-45. Texas City beat Friendswood 36-34. And then Manville turns around and beat Angleton on Friday 78-67. I talked with Rob. I talked with a couple other people about this. Everybody was talking about, man, why the scores? Why teams can't score more than 50 points or more than 55 points? And like I was telling them, it's district play, so there's a lot of familiarity as far as coaching style. Like during all that pre-district stuff, all the tournaments and stuff, a lot of coaches, they were preparing more so for district than it was just for their overall record per se. They was preparing more for district. Like I would see a lot of coaches, like when the season first kicked off, season opener, the Texas Invitational, I would see coaches of the opposing team from their district out already scouting and watching those games in early November, because district is what's most important, because that's how I truly get into the playoffs. It don't matter what my overall record is, but it matters what my record is in district play, and I got to finish top 4 to be able to make that playoffs. And so they was just asking, why do you think it is? I shared out my tidbit. That's what I thought it was. That's what I think it is. Just more sort of familiarity as far as coaching style, techniques. I've been scouting these guys the whole entire time while they've been playing all these non-district games, and so that's what makes those district games just a little bit more tougher. And because we're all fighting to make the playoffs. But yeah, shout out to Draylon. Thanks Big West for pointing that out. Shout out to Draylon. He won the Ford Built Tough 4A Player of the Year in football. Shout out to Draylon. I see he's racking up a lot of them offers as well. Keep grinding, man. Keep working. Salute to you. You was about to say something, Ant?
Answer West's question, not that the Atascita and Summer Creek coaches never coached together before.
Oh, I didn't see that. My bad. My bad if I missed. See another turnover. Missed the comment. Dang, man. But yeah, 6A man was a lot of. It was a lot of losses. 6A. You got Clements. Clements beat Elkins 51-48. Clearbrook props Clear Spring 59-53. The thing that I find interesting about Clear Springs is every time after we vote and those rankings come out on Monday of the full list of like the top 25 for 6A for Houston, Greater Houston, Clear Springs, whenever they play a ranked team, they beat them. But whenever they play a team that's not ranked, they lose to them. I just find that interesting. But Clearbrook beats Clear Spring 59-53. Clear Lake beat Clear Falls 77-76. Langham Creek beat Side Ranch 43-39. And then Side Falls turned around and beat Side Ranch 50-30. So Side Ranch dropped 2 games in 1 week in district play. We seen Hightower beat Travis 55-48. We talked about it. C. King beating Summer Creek 57-56. A-Leaf Taylor beat Straight Jesuit 61-60. They got a kid over there, Nathan Kalongo.
A-Leaf Taylor.
Been knowing about this kid since the 7th grade. Or I guess the 6th grade, really. No, 7th grade. He would beg me to come make him mixtapes when he was in middle school. Beg. For like 2 years straight. But he's over there. He's you could tell he's been in the gym, putting in work. So shout out to Nathan Kalongo over there, A-Leaf Taylor. Klein Oak beat Townball Memorial 49-46. That's another team, but we'll get to that next week when that first half of district wraps up. I don't think nobody expected for Klein Oak to be where they are right now as far as district and overall. You have Grand Oaks beating College Park in a triple overtime matchup. That's the second time in district play they've met. And Grand Oaks won both of those matchups. They won the first matchup.
I did not think that was going to happen.
Me neither.
That makes that district very interesting because everybody thought like College Park, the Woodlands, they're going to battle it out for 1 and 2, but Grand Oaks been doing really good. Like I did not.
And even Conroe, was undefeated in district play, and then College Park went and beat them. So like right now, it's Conroe and the Woodlands are tied for first in district play. And what's crazy about this district here, this is another district that has
College Park beat the Woodlands the first time.
Yeah, they've only played once, so they beat the Woodlands and Conroe and the Woodlands. Their only losses in district came from College Park, but College Park lost twice to Grand Oaks. Now, the interesting thing about this is District 13 in 6A Region 2. This is the only other district that has 9 teams and should be done with first round of district play. The interesting thing in this district is Conroe and the Woodlands have not played each other yet. And their games are scheduled to be the 31st of January, and then they turn around and play them a week later in February. And there's a couple of teams in that district that they scheduled it that they basically play a week apart from each other. Everybody else, you play the first round and you turn around and play them again. But this district, they got a lot of games that are just it's weird the way that they did it. It's not your typical traditional way of how they do a district schedule. Like there's a lot of games where it almost is like a back to back game. Like Cleveland and Oak Ridge play each other on a Tuesday, and then they play somebody else on that Friday and turn around and play each other again the following Tuesday. So I just found that to be kind of interesting that you would play kind of like almost like a back to back. And there's a lot of games in that district that they've done that. And so that's why some teams have played each other twice already. Then other teams haven't even played. They haven't even played everybody in district yet. Just found that to be interesting. South Houston was able to beat Deer Park, take sole possession of first place in District 22. That's that Pasadena district. They beat them 51-41. Hightower beat Ridge Point by 1 point, 59-58. And then that's it for 6A as far as things that we had that were top teams that were ranked. But good matchups for 5A for Tuesday. You got A&M Casale versus Magnolia West. Game starts at 6:30. That should be a really solid game. That's at Magnolia West. You got Manville at Friendswood. That district is going to be another district that's crazy because everybody's beating up on each other in that district. Teams are beating teams nobody expected them to beat. And so that district is going to be another crazy district in 5A. And then you have Texas City versus Santa Fe. They're also in that same district with Manville and Friendswood. Some 2 6A matchups that should be really good on Tuesday. You got Hightower versus Bush on Tuesday. That should be a good game. You got Dickinson versus Clear Springs. Like I just mentioned earlier, every time a team is ranked that Clear Springs play, or that's ranked according to Boston Hard ranking, Clear Springs always ends up beating that team. So that should be interesting to see if that continues to be true for them. And then you have Pasadena versus South Houston. And also you have the Woodlands Christian versus Second Baptist. That's at Second Baptist. That should be a really good TAPS game. I'm booked for that game, so I'll be at that game. That's where I will be on Tuesday. Like I said, I wasn't able to really get through every schedule for the week because I've been ripping and running all day. Wednesday, you got Mickey Leland versus Yates. That should be a good game because Mickey Leland just beat Wheatley, then Wheatley turns around and beat Yates. So that I feel that 3 and 4 spots going to be between Wheatley, Yates, and Mickey Leland. In 4A, that's going to be a really interesting race. And they just keep beating up on each other, so it's going to depend on those other games that they play to see who comes out, what and where. You got Westbrook at Summer Creek on Wednesday at Well. That should be another good matchup. And then Townball Memorial at Klein Kane on Wednesday. That should be a good game. Also, jumping over to Friday, you have Magnolia West once again, another good 5A matchup with Rudder. Both teams only got 4 losses. Magnolia West 14-4. Rudder is 23-4 on the season. Like I said, mentioned it a little bit earlier. Rudder is one of those teams that nobody expected them to be having the season that they're having either. But like I was telling everybody during the preseason picks, they have a kid named KJ Holmes, Kevin Holmes Jr. He's a football kid, but he's dumb athletic. I'm talking about East Bay in the game on an opponent athletic, like just crazy athletic. A kid who I used to always ask, man, why don't you play basketball? He's like, cause I'm so cold on the football field. And I used to be like, hey, you got it, and you got the offense to back it up. So shout out to that kid. You have Santa Fe at Manville, South Houston playing Pasadena Memorial. And there's a bunch of, and that was I didn't really get through all the other games for Friday. I didn't get to see what's being played on Saturday. like I said, I've been really busy, so that's another turnover, as Big West will say, on G Day's part. Man, G Day's usually always be into into it, uh, and trying to get out as much information as possible for you guys. Mm. What teams do we feel are underachieving right now? I felt Clemens was underachieving. I thought I expected more from them, but that district is also tough. Um, so it will be interesting to see where or how everything shakes out to be. Um, since we speak of underachieving, as I'll speak of also, I don't want to say they're overachieving. Um, but MacArthur, Aldine MacArthur, no one expected them to be in the place where they are right now as far as district. I do believe they're 5-1 um, in district, tied for first with, well, they're second because Aldine Davis just gave them their first loss. Um, but 5-1 in district play, I don't think nobody expected for MacArthur to be there as well. You know, Ant spoke about Grand Oaks, and the way that they're playing this year. I don't think
Didn't
nobody
expect
expected.
didn't
Yeah,
expect Maiden Creek to be where they're at.
yeah, Mady Creek also. I know they have a lot going on, but still have one of the top players. So didn't foresee that. I had them locked in playoff. Um, even before I knew that Angel was coming back. When he had originally first transferred to go to the Red Rock School in Las Vegas. Um, but yeah, Made Creek would be another one. I think as of right now, that's it, man. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head as I go down 5A. Oh, Milby is another team. I thought they would be sitting in like second place in the district. As of right now, they're on the outside looking in. If the playoffs were to start, I thought they would be a little bit better, but second half of district's about to start, so that could change.
Where's Shadow Creek at in their district?
Shadow Creek sits in second place.
They're doing good. No, with the injury that they had, like the big injury they had, they're doing good.
No, they are. They're playing well, playing as a team. Shout out to the Sharks and Coach President. But they're sitting in second place because Strake lost twice. Strake lost to Dawson and A-Leaf Taylor. A-Leaf Taylor is another team I would say overachieving. A team that I didn't have picked for the playoffs. I don't think nobody did. But as of right now, they're playoff bound. So I don't know the coach name, so I can't shout out the coach.
Coach Castanot, baby. Coach
Okay,
Castanot, baby.
Shout out to the coach over there.
We used to call him Luigi because him and his brother look like Mario and Luigi. That's my automata, baby. A-Leaf Taylor. Coach Dunford retired 2 years ago. Who was the head coach? Yeah.
Yeah, off the top of my head, that's it. That's it off the top of my head. Over and underachieving teams at this moment. But we still got second half of district about to start next week for 19 and 20 6A. And then everybody else wraps up this week with their first half of district play. And so things finna get ugly, things finna get scary. Finna hit y'all one more time with the top 5 plays of the week. Players, please be sure to get your plays in. Post them on Twitter, Instagram, email it to me, text with it. However, hit up Coach Willis, Rob, D King, Baller Plug, get us those plays. Because it's always after the show. So after the show, I'll get hit with like 8 more plays. And I'm like, but the week's over now. So now we're on a new week. Please make sure y'all get those plays in the top 5 plays of the week. the
Hey,
people. I wish
hey,
the
hold
people.
on,
Hey,
hold
hold
on,
on. Before you
hold
say
on.
it, just like I wish the people can see the but when we be behind the scenes when the video be playing. Well, you was like this, and then Jacoby dunked on the 7'1" kid. And Clemens was like,
Hey, for real, I wanted to make sure. Like, hold on, like, hey, bro, like that. Hey, yo,
"Yeah, he
man,
dunked on the 7'1" kid, man."
and I'm talking about he hit the body and just like, ooh, that's man, hey, ooh, ooh.
Oh yes, sir. They will. They will announce who's on the team, man. We pulling for Big West for Little West. I mean, I call him Big West. We pulling for Wesley the third, man. Um, to get on, he got to. He got to rep this. He got to rep it, man.
Yeah, we gotta have one. We gotta have somebody repping the city with it being
From
in the
are
city,
from the
man.
area. Sheesh, come
Yeah,
on. It can't
for
be here.
real.
Nobody from the city or the area.
Yeah,
Um, Greater Houston, Golden Triangle. Nobody from like. It got to be somebody from
yep.
there, man. But yeah, definitely. Hoping he makes it, man. I plan on being in attendance for that game. If he ain't playing, I ain't going though. Um, I'm just, I'm just keeping it
Keeping
real.
it a man. Hey, keeping it
Yeah,
real.
you know, I'm always professional during games as far as being a scout, but I'm not a scout that game. I'm a fan. McDonald's All American game. I'm, I'm Wesley Yates third fan. I don't show bias any other time when it's local on local. Um, Even at state, my first year at state here, it was hard to hold my composure. It was, but that second year I was cool. But the first year definitely was hard to hold my composure. Um, it was. Um, but I was able to hold my composure. Third year I wasn't able to go. Thought about that. Third and fourth year, um, wasn't able to go. Third year because COVID shut it down. Fourth year, um, was my daughter had, which was last year. My daughter had her gymnastics state, so I had to go with my daughter. Um, but yeah, hopefully it happens. Because I definitely would be a fan. Coach Ann will probably be next to me being a fan as well. Um,
Definitely.
I plan on going to the Final Four also. Um, it'll be at NRG Stadium. Um, I'd also plan on going to the HBCU All Star Game. Um, so that's gonna be a fun week, man. Gasso's gonna be in town that weekend doing their event. A lot of people, the circuit's coming down to do their. A lot of people are coming down to throw their tournament in Houston that weekend. So Houston's gonna be crowded during that Final Four weekend. McDonald's All American game, tournaments, HBCU All Star, Final Four championship game.
All that's
Um,
gonna be in the same weekend.
yeah, yeah,
So hold on, hold on. So the Final Four, the
yep,
McDonald All American, and the HBCU All Star game gonna be here.
yes, as well as tournaments.
But I'm just saying the
Because
city is about
everybody's
to
trying
be.
to capitalize. You got coaches in the city.
So what? So
Coaches is gonna
are they going the same days? Like how's that
no, no,
gonna
no, no.
work?
Everything's not on the same day.
So what
It's
day is
just
the McDonald's All American game?
it's just everything is all within that same. It's just all on the same weekend.
Do they got do they have like the days out here? Like is McDonald's on Friday, the All Star games like Thursday, Final Four Saturday, or is it like Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Well, I don't remember the actual date of the HBCU All Star game. I just know it's on. I know it's during that same week. Um, as everything else. I want to say the McDonald's game is on that Friday. Then the Final Four is Saturday. I think the HBCU All Star is Sunday, and then the championship game is on Monday.
Got you.
That's how it goes.
Got you. Okay. That's gonna be crazy.
But it's gonna be fun. That's gonna be a fun weekend. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I know
it's the
people.
city about to be crazy.
Yeah, people throwing parties. Uh,
The
hotel prices
HBCU
is
All-Star game is on Sunday.
see. Yep, that's how it normally is. Ticket prices for everything. Hotels is through the roof. Restaurants is going to be going up in prices that weekend. You're just gonna have a lot of people here. Um, it's gonna be fun times, man.
It's about
But
to
yeah,
be crazy.
make sure y'all pay it forward. Um, yes, it is. Yep. The U15 and U16 training camp is also that weekend in Houston too. Yep, yep. Like I said, it's gonna be busy. It's gonna be fun. Y'all better start saving if y'all haven't. It's gonna be some kickbacks, parties going on. It's a good time to mingle with some college coaches. Um, if you haven't, this is it's gonna be an exciting time, man. But before we go, and make sure y'all pay it forward to somebody. You don't have to be monetarily. You ain't got to pay for somebody's meal necessarily. But if you got it and you ask, and somebody behind you in the drive-through or wherever you at, and you be like, man, how much is their meal? And they be like $8, $9, whatever. If you got it, hey man, make sure hey, if you want to take care of them, be a blessing to somebody. It could be encouraging words. I talked about it earlier. It could be just mannerisms, holding the door open for somebody. uh, whatever it is, man. Be kind to somebody. Show somebody some love. Ant, you got anything before we out?
Man, just be blessed. Have a good week. Martin Luther King tomorrow. I know everybody got the day off, so you know what I'm saying. It's always good, for that holiday. I think it's one of the greatest holidays, and representing him in so many ways. I think they're gonna have a parade tomorrow. I think so too, though.
Yeah,
So
parade tomorrow. Alcorn State versus Prairie View is tomorrow at Prairie View. And then Jackson State versus Texas Southern is going on tomorrow at Texas Southern. So there is some things going on.
U
There's
of
a
H
couple of high
girl,
school
U of
games.
H girls play tomorrow. I think.
Okay, and there's a couple of high school games being played tomorrow as well. Um, but yeah, y'all stay safe. Until the next time we go, man.